Hey, you guys. Happy Friday, you guys. Friday seems a little bit different, huh? When we can't really go outside. I mean, there's a lot to do still, let's be honest. But yeah, we're still quarantined here. I'm in Encinitas, San Diego. Hi, good to see you. Thanks for joining. So I'm assuming that a lot of you guys are going to be staying home this weekend as well. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick, just check in with everyone, how everyone is doing. Just curious. Go ahead and comment. I would love to see how you guys are doing. Personally, I'm doing good. I've been hearing that obviously there's a lot of uncertainties and a lot of people are feeling less than stable in their heart, peaceful in their heart right now. So I just want to hop on here and share something with you guys that's been really, really helpful during this time so that you guys can also source the sense of stability and safety during this time, because really those kind of senses, those kind of feelings, we source that from ourselves, no one else, right? No one else. Even though there could be chaos going on outside, we can still have the ability to source this within us if we want to. So just wanted to share some of that with you guys. So yeah, if you guys are curious, stay on. And really quick, while I'm waiting for some people to hop on here, let's take a deep breath. Let's kind of just be in the practice of sourcing this sense of peace and safety in our hearts and our bodies. So go ahead and close your eyes if you're watching this. Maybe take a deep inhale in through your nose. Hold it there. And then exhale everything out. Another deep inhale through your nose. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1, and exhale everything out. We're going to do a few more. This is so simple. It's silly how simple this is. Another deep inhale through your nose. Hold at the top. And exhale everything out. Audible exhale out. Let's do 2 more and then I'll get into some sharing here. Another deep inhale through your nose. Hold at the top and then audible loud exhale out, just roaring everything out. And maybe 1 more deep inhale through your nose and loudest exhale out ever. And just sit in that for a second. I don't know about you guys, but it's been louder and the birds singing here, birds chirping. I feel like nature is really celebrating this giant pause for the planet. So it's been kind of cool to see that. Hey, you guys, happy Friday for all of you joining. So good to see you guys. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. So when all this stuff started happening, first of all, the first thing I did was I just came back to myself. I'm like, no matter how much I want to help people, no matter how much I want to serve people right now, unless I can be full, I know that I can be serving from a place of overflowing and abundance, this isn't going to work. This isn't sustainable. So I decided to, for the first couple of days, to really put that mask on me first before anyone else, because no one can take care of me and I can't take care of anyone else unless I take care of me first. So I really surrendered. I would sit on my meditation pillow and just meditate literally until I was happy, until I was at peace, until I felt good. And this is actually something that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about too, just really sitting and committing to meditating until you feel good in your body. And a lot of times I do get asked that question often, like, oh, how long are you supposed to meditate? Like, how long are you supposed to sit there for? And it's really until you reach that sense of whatever that you want to feel in your body, and you just be patient and you sit there until you get it, because sometimes it's going to be 5 minutes, sometimes it's going to be 2 hours. And if you just commit though to feeling so absolutely in love with life, and you commit to sitting there and just being patient and listening to your body and just really feeling that in your body, then you'll get that. So that isn't even a part of some of the things I want to share today, but absolutely, meditation is so important, especially during a time like this, because there is this outer plane that is happening, and there's also the inner plane that's happening. And right now, what we do have control over is the inner plane. So we get to continue to surrender into that and just say, what else do you want? What else do you need? Really just checking in with you. And I do want to share some very, very practical things that you guys can actually do right now if you want to. And this will help you for however long this indefinite quarantine, this indefinite pandemic that's happening. So what I did when all this stuff happened, the first thing I did, like I said, was really just fill myself up, really coming back to this place of feeling good, feeling peace in my body. And then I sat down. And then I said, okay, for as long as this is happening, what is an intention that I can always come back to? And I came down to 3 things. And I invite you guys to do this for all of you guys too. It doesn't matter if you want to show up as a leader, if you want to show up as a mother, if you want to show up as a woman, if you want to show up as a teacher, if you want to show up as an artist. It doesn't matter what that is that you're setting yourself up for the next couple of weeks, but what can you come back to that you know is safe because it's always there for you? So for me, what I decided to do, what I'm committing to do for this time of uncertainty and pandemic is that I commit to 3 things. Is number 1, clarity. I search for clarity every single day, whether it's within me or just what's going on, clarity and information, this abundance of information that's flowing through. Hi, Chris. Hey, Mike. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Patrick. What's up? Good to see y'all. Really committing to clarity. Number 1 is clarity. How can I source clarity every single moment? If I start to waver into this place of fear, uncertainty, unclear, I just say, okay, how can I come back to clarity? And clarity for myself through meditation, clarity through really gathering and dispersing the most accurate information that is possible so that people can also access a sense of clarity in the facts of what's going on, as well as clarity within themselves. So I've been igniting people to really meditate and really surrender, and that's been a part of my message. So good to see you guys. So number 1 is how can I show up in leadership and source clarity? So that's been my number 1. Number 2 is how can I show up as a leader in helping people access safety for their inner children in their bodies? One of my friends mentioned this, and I don't know if you guys are woo-woo here or, how spiritual you are, how much you know about chakras and whatnot, but I think it's kind of a little funny that, people have all resorted into like this obsession over toilet paper, which, by the way, if you know anything about chakras, it's like your root chakra. It's basically like the basic needs as a child that you crave, right? Like the sense of like, I need to go potty. So it's interesting that we're all kind of like hyper focusing on these things that have a lot to do with like really just basic needs and basic safety, and that sense of, taking care of your root chakra, knowing that you are safe. So my second mission as a leader during this time is to help people source, and within myself, help people source that sense of safety for their inner children. So again, that could go back to meditation, that could come back to connection, that could come back to, that could come back to whatever, right? Whatever that means for you to feel safe for your inner child. And continue to ask yourself in your meditation, continue to ask yourself throughout the day, hey, little Yuri, what do you need? What do you need right now? Is it connection? Do you need to call somebody? Is it food? Is it water? Like, what do you need? Like, take care of you, your little inner child, as if you are the parent of your inner child, and take care of it. Make sure that he or she feels safe. And another thing is I get to ask other people in my network, how can I help you feel safe? Hi, little friends. Like, pretend that we're all just little friends just taking care of each other. And how can we help source safety? So that's what I'm committing to. Number 3 is, now when our inner children can actually feel safe in that, guess what emerges? Creativity. So my third intention as a leader during this time is to help people source that level of creativity, because the opposite of creative mindset is scarcity mindset. The opposite of creative mindset is fear-based mindset. The opposite of creative mindset is this destructive mindset. And that's when we go into, I'm sure I can't call anyone out, but like people have started to really fall into these negative habits that were present before, or maybe even creating new bad habits. This is the time, you guys, for us to really step into this place of creativity so that we can actually start to create from this place. Did you know that most of the best art, some of the most beautiful art, some of the best writing, some of the best poems and creations have actually emerged from some kind of economic, political turmoil of the world? So this is the perfect time that you guys get to actually start to step into that place of creativity even more. And guess what? It's not going to happen until you feel safe. You're able to actually help your inner children feel safe in your body. So those are the three things that I'm committing to as a leader during this time is number one, sourcing clarity. Number two, sourcing this level of safety for the inner children in each and one of us. And number three is to source creativity within myself and ignite and inspire creativity for other people during this time. So, and these things are just what I'm personally committed to. And why this is so important is because, regardless of what it is that you're committing to, maybe you get to commit to being the best father in the world. Maybe you get to commit to being a vulnerable woman. I don't care what it is, but if you can come back to those principles that you create for this time, this indefinite time, this time of so many uncertainties, you know that is something certain to you. That is something that is stable for you no matter what happens during this time. So you get to check in with yourself every morning and just say, okay, do I align with what I committed to during this time of uncertainty every single day? If you find yourself really coming out of that alignment, you get to come back and say, do I align with those three things that I decided to commit to? So for me, like I said, if I feel any sort of wavering, any sort of going into this fear-based mindset, I just go back and say, okay, how can I align back to clarity, safety for inner children, and creativity? And I just continue to come back to that. So, of course, having these intentions for your life, for any time in your life, is important. And I really invite you guys to sit down right now, today, tonight, and just say, what can I commit to during this time of uncertainty for the next few weeks, months, whatever? How can I know that no matter what happens outside of me, that there's something stable inside of me, and that is those principles that you create for yourself? So how can you create that level of safety? How can you create that level of stability for you, and that it becomes your comfort zone in this place of feeling often uncomfortable and potentially just fearful? So I would love to know, what you guys come up with. What are you committing to during this time of uncertainty? And especially if you are stepping up as a leader, this is the time, because we are looking, we need leaders right now. We need leaders in different disciplines, different specialties, different ideas. And it doesn't even matter what it is, but you guys all have gifts right now. And if you're not going to shine it right now, when? If you're not going to commit to really showing up fully in that right now, when? Because let's get morbid here for a second. If the world does end tomorrow, no one's going to know about your gifts until you talk about it. You get loud about it right now. So I invite you guys to go into that place of uncertainty and ask yourself, what can I serve the world with today? And I can tell you, as long as you're in this place of serving, as long as you're in this place of helping, fear just disappears, because I don't know about you, but when I do that, I feel so aligned that I become fearless. I become this energy of love. I become this energy of possibility. I become this energy of safety when everyone else isn't feeling safe. And that can become your competitive advantage as a person in the business, all of those things. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So my question for you is, what can you commit to for the next few months, few weeks, no matter what shakes in your world, because it will? What can you come back to? What can you come back to? Like the three principles that you can always commit to that says, you know what? I'm good. Knowing these three things are happening for me every single day, I feel alignment. Yes, Keenan said, Oh yeah, well, you're highlighting mine. I'm actually curious, what are yours? What are you guys committing to? What are you guys excited to commit to during this time? And how can we all share resources in that way? So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And other than that, I hope you guys are keeping healthy. I've been drinking a lot of water. I've been, doing my like 5,000 to 10,000 steps a day, whatever that means. Um, Sometimes I hop on my trampoline and just, hop on it, or I just do some yoga. Keep moving your body. Keep moving your energy, because right now, it's so easy for us to fall into this place of like fight, flight, or freeze mode, which is essentially fear. And the thing is, here's the thing, in self-development, we oftentimes talk about, hey, let's step outside of this place of fear. Let's remember that we're fearless. I can tell you this particular situation is a little bit different. It's okay to be present to that fear, because guess what? What is fear? Why did we ever have fear? It's because when we don't feel safe physically, when our safety, where physical safety is threatened, we're supposed to feel fear. So there's actually nothing wrong here. Our bodies are doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So even if you feel a little bit of fear, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Our bodies are just doing its job, and know that this can be rational fear. And then know that everything else outside of your fear around your actual like life and death, everything else is fake. So everything else, all the fears about what are people going to think about me, am I enough? Am I perfect enough? Is this good enough? All of these fears are actually all fake. Everything else is fake. So this gets to be a really fun time for us to really check in with ourselves and know what's real and what's not. And I can tell you, certain level of fear is okay if it's about, your safety, and everything else is actually fake. So anyways, yeah, so I hope that was helpful. If that was helpful, you guys, please share what landed for you. I'm super curious to know. I get really excited about this topic because I think this is the time that we really get to step into this place of creativity and really challenging ourselves and stretching ourselves to the next level that we've never done before. I know that during these types of difficult times is where I experience the most massive growth. So if you guys are getting numb by drinking, doing drugs, or whatever every single day, I can tell you, you're actually missing out on a huge opportunity for growth. And there's nothing wrong, good, or bad, or right about it. There's no judgment. And know that you're not doing yourself a favor, because this gets to be an amazing time for your growth. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. I love you guys so much. If there's anything else that you guys would like for me to talk about during the next few days, weeks, or whatever, feel free to message me. If you guys have any questions for me, please let me know. And I just want to really show up here with 3 things: clarity, safety, providing that level of safety, as well as igniting creativity. So I hope those intentions were delivered today. So be curious to know how this experience was for you guys. And other than that, I hope you guys stay home, stay safe, and love you guys. And yeah, looking forward to connecting with all y'all. Bye, you guys. Love you.